Okay, let's get into this. The nightmare has begun. The next 3 months is going to be the most painstaking 3 months we have to endure as Arsenal fans. Spurs won the Europa League last night, beating Manchester United 1-0. Brennan Johnson scored a goal, and Postecoglou was right. I win trophies in my second year. Arsenal fans, how do we fucking feel? What's the chance going to be now at the Spurs ground? What do you think of Arsenal? Shit. What do you think of shit? Arsenal. Thank you. That's all right. There's going to be stand. They don't want to do the stand up if you hate Arsenal. And Arsenal fans, you can't even sing those chants anymore about Spurs. My heart will cross from this getting defensive, but the emotions have to simmer. I'm Ty-Night here for TK24 Sports. If you're new to the show, like, subscribe, turn the notification on. Road to 100,000 subscribers is on its way. Keep on watching the show to the end. That I'm asking from you. Mikel Arteta, you'll notice. This is not a reaction. If you watch my shows, you will know where I come from. Mikel Arteta's only got one more season left at Arsenal, which is next season. That could be one season too much for you, and I totally get that. And I appreciate your thoughts. But let me know in the comments, is he going now, or does he get one more season? Andrea Berta, you have walked into a shit show, but we want to see just how good you're going to be in the transfer market. Mikel Arteta, you have the worst job on planet Earth right now. Because Spurs won a European trophy, you got to 2 semi-finals, finishing second yet again, 3 years on the bounce in the Premier League, and your failure to win, you are on a shit show. You now have the worst job. You're better off walking away now and passing the mantle on to someone else rather than take on next season's challenge. Because if you are not winning in the Premier League, you're not at first place by December, 6 points clear. People are going to be falling for your head straight away. The moment Arsenal draw the first game in the Premier League, people are going to be saying you've got to go. The first loss, people are saying you've got to go. You're going to have a clean slate. I'm talking 38 from 38. Oh my God, Mikel Arteta, you have no idea the pressure you are now under. If you have the illusion that you're safe, you are not safe. The Southampton game, you're going to be hearing, oh my God, the abuse that's going to come your way because Spurs won. When Spurs have their last game, whoever they're playing, I don't care, they're going to be parading that trophy. Just think, Spurs is going to have a parade. We're not going to hit the end of it. You're talking about North London, my God, it's going to be dreadful. Harry Kane left to win a trophy. And now you must be looking at it thinking, shit, they won a European trophy. I was captain of that team and I left. Eddie Nketiah left Arsenal and won a trophy. Crystal Palace won a trophy. Newcastle won a trophy. Liverpool won a trophy. Arsenal, semi-final, runners up. It's just a shit show right now. And again, people will be calling for Arteta's head right now. I'm not saying sack him right this second. He's got one more season left. Does it make me make Arteta fanboy in? Oof. No, it doesn't. Because I've been saying before this Spurs win, he had one more season left. Andrea Berta's coming in. He's got to get the striker right. Sesko, Gyökeres, I don't care. Because I was going to do a show and say, okay, which one's better for Arsenal? Sesko, Gyökeres. Who's going to be better for Mikel Arteta's, style of play? Fuck that. Because Mikel Arteta is not going to be here after next season. That's my hope. I just hope he has one more term left, and that's it. Treat him like the American president. You're lucky to get 2 terms. If you get past the first one, you get to run for the second. You get the second, okay. Whether you've done good or bad, anyway, you're gone. Mikel Arteta will go into what? His 7th, 8th season at the club. Shit, that's a long time. And if he doesn't win a major trophy at the end of it, he just has to go. Even if he wins He still walks, but at least he can walk with his head held high. And Postecoglou, right now, he can leave and he'll go down as one of the best Spurs managers and still finish in what, 16th in the league, losing 21 games, potentially going to be 22 games. Who cares? History says he's a winner. You look back at Arsenal with Mikel Arteta for the time he was, you can say the FA Cup, okay, he's won a trophy. It's not as big as the Europa League. The FA Cup is huge. Don't get me wrong. It's watched by billions around the world. It's a huge trophy. But you look at that and say, but he didn't build his team to get to it. It was someone else's team. That is true. But history doesn't say that. All it says is who's the winner. But Mikel Arteta, you're on notice. You're on notice. And I'm going to say this as well. The players are on notice. They're on notice saying, fuck, Spurs have won. How long do I stay at this club with this manager if we can't get over the line? William Saliba will be sitting there. He may sign a contract, but it doesn't mean he's going to stay. Bukayo Saka is going to sign a contract. It doesn't mean he's going to stay. Mikel Arteta, every day you walk into that training ground, even today, people will be looking at you saying, oh my God, you see that Spurs won. And all you can do is say, yeah, but we're going to try and we need to do this. You need to change the football at Arsenal. It's got to change. It can't be this slow pace, walking pace fucking football. It's got to be electric. It's got to be faster. You had to take the shackles off of Martinelli and shackles off of Bukayo Saka. You've got to get into fucking Martin Odegaard and say, you got to fix up. Your attitude now needs to change because you are now at a win stage moment. The grace is gone. It went a long time ago. But now the Arsenal fans are amped up, and I'm so happy that Arsenal's final game is not at the Emirates. I am so happy because I don't think people would have really turned up because there would be nothing to shout about or scream about. And if they did turn up in their droves of 63,000, it would have just been abuse to Mikel Arteta and to the Arsenal players. And they would have felt away, but then they should have then said to themselves, you know what? We deserve it. We deserve it because what we have put the fans through, the hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of supporters who follow Arsenal around the country and abroad, who pay into money, who buy merchandise, who support the club and get nothing back from it, me included. This season coming up is the most pivotal season for Arsenal Football Club because if Mikel Arteta doesn't win, he has to walk straight away. By December, if Arsenal are not winning and leading the Premier League, you can't win the league in December. And my point is, if you're not at the top in December, 6 points clear, Mikel Arteta, it's not going to be a nice venture going into the January transfer window. Because not only are they going to be saying, okay, you need to get some few more players, they're going to be saying, we need to get a manager to take over from here who can then maybe salvage where we are. If he's only 3 points clear, that's still good enough. Don't get me wrong. If he's level and we're still top, that's still good enough. Don't get me wrong. But I want a 6 point cushion, pretty much what Liverpool had. A nice cushion going into January, so that you can take out a home run. It's like having the final lap of a 4x4 relay, or the say not final lap, the final leg. Mikel Arteta, you have you're on notice. That's what it is. You're on notice. I've done this video about 3 times. 3 times I tried to keep my composure. The first one was just all out abuse. The second one was kind of okay. The third one, I've kind of calmed down because emotions can take the best of you, or should I say the worst of you, but the best of you still got to remain calm. You still got to say to yourself, we can still win the league next season. And that is true. There is a progression going on at Arsenal with Mikel Arteta. 2 semi-finals, finishing second again with the team that we had. That imploded. Okay, cool. We can do it. But this time it has to be done. It has to be won. The Premier League has to be won. The Champions League has to be won. The Carabao Cup has to be won. The FA Cup has to be won. I'm greedy. I want a quad. I'm not going to get a quad, but I want a quad. And what I want and what I get are two different things. But believe me, there has to be a trophy next season. because to make this team win, they have to lift silverware. If it was just the Carabao Cup, okay, cool. We get to see the armpits of Martin Odegaard and say, yes, we have won a trophy. This team has won a trophy. They know what it takes. You win the Carabao Cup early, it brings you on to win the next 3 trophies that's available. And that's why it's important that you win the first trophy that's available, the Carabao Cup. You still keep yourself in the hunt for the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Champions League, but you go out to win the Carabao Cup first. That's priority number 1. Priority number 2 is that you get to the final of an FA Cup and a Champions League. Priority number 3 is that you will still lead in the Premier League and then you go on and finish on and fucking win the Premier League. That's why I'm saying I want the quad. Now I've explained myself. What's your thoughts? What do you expect next season? What do you want next season? Do you want Mikel Arteta in charge next season? Let me know. Road to 100,000 subscribers is on its way. Subscribe, like, turn that notification on right now. Share it with 10 friends for this video. Let's get talking. I'm out.